All right, Olga might have dropped a word that couldn't be. Uh,
So
that would have gotten the channel blown up from the face of YouTube. So we're recording.
this is part two, guys. So since the last video, Satya got distracted. So for the same reason, guys, I would like to extend my humble request that please donate some money for the earphone. This guy doesn't have an earphone, so if each
Bro,
person donates $1 20,
I don't
if
need
each person
money for
donates, let me
earphones.
finish.
I have the money for
Let
earphones. I haven't bought
let
them. I'm not broke. Come on, man. You need the money because you are planning on escaping from your home.
No, but these broke mofos don't have enough donate to make me escape. That's why I gotta hunt a sexy, rich cougar because sexy part is important.
Bro, stop. You have to stop shooting down your dreams.
So what happened was, Saint, this deserve the title of a saint. He, his mom overheard our conversation. Like, come on, dude.
Brutal. Brutal. Can't even talk in peace cells. Yeah, let's move on. So in the last video we were talking about how essentially what yo, there's some weird noise coming from your side. Yeah, so we're back.
Yes, sir.
In the previous video, we talked about how essentially what happens is whenever men who have this, let's say, like a disadvantage, whenever they fight against it and they win, the usual narrative that is built around it is men have it so much easy in life. Society is built for men. The truth is, most of those men who had those disadvantages, they don't succeed in life. The ones that do had to win in spite of those challenges. They worked hard to win against those challenges, whatever, however rare those examples are. So this guy tells you that short men, short below average height men, still have the same number of matches. What he doesn't tell you is this. Look at this.
Guys,
Yeah.
should we raise a collect a fundraiser to officially circumcise Saint Tatya?
Bro, stop. Listen to this. Does height affect marriage? Short men apparently stay married, but that is part of the article, like the headline of the article, but they don't put this in the headline. According to the working papers data, short men marry later and at lower rates. They're also more likely to wed lower educated women. Like, this is the truth, guys. It's not because those women are some saints or those women are some good people giving the short guy a chance. Those are lower educated women. This has always been the truth since all of human history. Black pill has never told you that it's impossible to get a wife or a girlfriend. What we do tell you is the difference between a guy who has a girlfriend and an incel is smaller than the difference between a guy who has a girlfriend and a guy who's actually desired by women. So these men, also this same paper actually talks about how most short men are breadwinners, 80% compared to 70%. They also work one full hour more at home. And then it turns out that, well, this.
What
Tallman
was the song
reported,
of What was that Mario Judah song? Like, I'm a big dog, big pet. The name.
die very rough.
All right. Thanks.
don't that's the bad part about black people music. They would make some of the greatest music and then gatekeep it with the n word. You can't sing it. Look at this one. Tall men reported greater relationship satisfaction and lower levels of cognitive or behavioral jealousy than short men. And this is the most brutal. The height suicide association was 0.94. We found a twofold higher risk of suicide in short men than tall men. Brutal, absolutely brutal.
Can you listen to this?
Guys, so what happens is shorter men have to work harder, a lot harder in life. They have to be the providers and they have to get with women who are settling for them, who are only getting with them because, like, this has been throughout human history. Women getting with men that they are not attracted to because they have something to gain from them. Like, it's always going to be true as well because think about it closely. The oofy doofy cycle is never going to end. The bottom quarter of women, in terms of IQ, they don't have enough intelligence to make money for themselves, or let's say the bottom third. They also don't have the physical prowess to work those labor jobs. So they're going to depend on men for their resource accumulation, right? Just to stay alive. Orca,
Hmm.
you there?
Yeah, I am.
It doesn't mean that those people's relationships are happy, and it's because these women are settling. It's not because those women want them. Or it also doesn't mean that tall women are getting less matches because they are significantly less attractive. It's also because they're significantly less likely to match with 99% of the male population. This is the important bit. These short men are more likely to marry later in life. So when you talk about the marriage rates of short men are not lower, much lower. Like, yes, there's even this paper actually admits that it's lower, but in absolute terms, it's not much lower. The thing is, of course, that makes sense. We never told you that it has massive absolute effects. But the key statistic here is they marry later and they are marrying women who have gone past their prime and women who are settling down. And those relationships are not good. Orca, reply Max.
Hmm.
So these are men who are taking the burden a lot, and then when they eventually have quote unquote better outcomes than taller women, it's immediately said, "Oh, look how much better women are." Like the thing is, they always talk about effort, but what is the effort that taller women are putting in? It's the shorter guys who are putting in more effort for less, getting less from relationships. Are taller women really putting in the effort to explain or explain to short men that it doesn't matter? Are they creating a societal narrative that tells them that, hey man, it's not an issue if you are short. We will not treat you like trash. The data simply doesn't speak up for it. That it simply doesn't speak up for it.
This shit is so funny, dude. Like when the when the Declaration of Independence of United States was put through an AI detector, it said that it was written by AI. Now the Declaration of Independence of United States was in the freaking 18th century. Computers didn't exist back then.
AI is sometimes so stupid, man. I mean,
Yes, so again, my point is, so people who are watching this, the only way you can balance the scale is by trying your best to go for women who are in your similar height range. Now, as a 6'2" guy who is mogging the fuck out of my viewers and followers, as a saint, my advice would be to go for women. For the tallest woman you can go. For the tallest woman you can go. So for me, personally speaking, my preference would lie for a woman who is 5'7" and above, preferably 5'8" or 5'9". 5'9" is maybe pushing a bit, but yeah, 5'8" to 5'9" is like the
yeah.
ideal
Also,
range for
also in the
me.
last video, towards the end, I was mentioning Torrance a bit. He told me that men are so brutalized for admitting what they actually feel like. They have to cope about their own preferences. No, he didn't tell about preferences. He told me that they have to cope about all of their own problems. And I think it's also true that it extends to our preferences. It also extends to our preferences. If people ask us that, do you want to be a provider? Of course, we're going to tell them that we want to be a provider. But do most of us really want to do that? It evolutionary biopsychology, social psychology, like research from Kathleen Voss and Roy Baumeister, that simply doesn't line up with it. this provider mentality has simply sprouted up because men were forced to, and that's the same thing with not wanting taller women. It's not that we don't want taller women. Scientifically, it just makes sense that your children would be taller. Right? To want a taller woman,
That's the reason
but
why.
at the same time, at the back of your mind, you know what relationship dynamic comes with it. It's just proven by data like this. Like, people are dumb, they're not that dumb. They would cope that it's because I want to be the taller one, I want to be the provider. The real reason that they want to is they don't want to be treated like trash throughout their life, and there's nothing wrong with wanting that. Did you rope max?
I'm planning.
Why?
I mean, like, what's the other option?
But why is rope maxing the way to go anyways?
It's a way to liberate your soul and achieve salvation in Gandhi's heaven.
All right.
Guys, if you think that Saint Orca has lost his edge, that edge is edge. No, what the fuck did I say? Edge is in the edge of the sword, like the sharpness that I have become dull. Then you are true. I have indeed.
He also has been losing IQ points because his parents returned from another state, and he's having those moments that DBDR had with his dad.
What did he have?
His dad basically took him to the deep south or something like that, where he was meeting all of these sub fives, and he would make these dumb fucking takes. I don't know, man. I don't remember, but it was something that was so fucked up. I think there was a child who invited him to his place, and he was just roasting how the child looked in the next video. Yeah, so also another thing to talk about. A common argument that people use against the black pill and the whole 80-20 rule is they claim that women send most of the messages to the bottom 80% of guys. What they don't tell you is the vast majority of ghosting happens because women don't find the men attractive. They don't tell you that women keep a lot of men as backup partners. They don't tell you that women use a lot of guys for free meals. Up to 1/3 of women do that. So just because they message the less attractive guys, that simply doesn't mean that they have all the good motives in place. The data still stands, and there's new data to prove it.
I mean, guys, it would be better instead of taking an ungrateful pay out for free food. You should rather donate that money to get say to 30 some earphones.
Huh? Nah, bro,
Did you
stop.
not get it?
Nah, man. Our channel hasn't hit that kind of a low to ask for money.
No, we are not asking for money. We are asking for donation so that our conversation don't get leaked, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, so see you guys in the next one. This video is done, so we've covered a lot. Keep grinding, keep hustling, shoot down your dreams.